you ever done an entire live stream for 50 minutes and realize you didn't switch the dang screen over? Yeah, me too. Just now for Thrive Academy. Oh, so what are we going to do? We're going to do it again. But we're going to use simple features this time. So, I don't want to sit inside and do that shit again. And because Streamlabs Ultra has Talk Studio, that functions essentially just like a Zoom meeting, we're just going to do a screen share. I'm going to move my face. We're going to get a tutorial done the most easy way possible. Because I just ripped out an awesome tutorial, and all you see is my title page. Doesn't matter. Thrive. Robbie, I'm sure you have an article on that website somewhere that says, don't give up. You know what? If you do a tutorial wrong, you get back on that tutorial pony and you dial it up and do it right. So here we go. Live to AI for Life with Robbie and Thrive Academy. I'm going to start a new recording and we're going to go. Because I'm also going to edit this in Streamlabs Podcast Editor. But what are we going to do today? Well, we want to make AI effective. We want to make AI effective easily and in a hurry. But in order to do that, we need to make our own. And how do we do that? Well, I will show you. The good thing is, I'm going to share my screen just like that. And you'll see the entire tutorial. We're going to start a new agent and everything. Okay. Yep. Show me that window. All right, so let's go check out Life with Robbie. How are we going to make AI effective for Thrive Academy? All right. Well, here is Life with Robbie and Thrive Academy on. And the story here is we ended up connecting on our school communities. So this is Thrive Academy. If you are not a part of Thrive Academy's community, jump on it. All right. Here's the link. I'll put this in the tutorial as well. But Thrive Academy is a wellness, fitness, full life well-being coach. Robbie's crushing it, doing a hell of a job. Has a lot of good stuff on that website. So I was thinking, you know what? Since we were the initial buddies in class and that we were hanging out, can we, kind of do an AI agent for you and see if I can make this effective for a business? Because a lot of times it's easier just to do it and kind of show what you're going to get out of it versus telling people. So what the goal is to have an AI agent trained on, Life with Robbie, wellness, fitness, finance, and the shop. And let's figure out how we can get an AI to handle a lot of this for us. So that way she knows what her end users are talking about. She can make the content for those end users and it'll be good to go. There, right? And we can use this website to train our agent in our life. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We're just going to get out of the rest of this stuff that I was using for the previous tutorial. Okay, and we're going to do it all over again. We're going Life with Robbie Swag 2. But in order to do that, you can use these URLs. And the important part to know about that is, you're going to be able to get all of your content you've taken the time to put up and train an AI agent on it with your data from your website. But I am streaming on Twitch and YouTube. I just want to make sure that the right screen in. Let's go just check my stream manager, make sure you can see this screen. Okay, cool. All right, so how am I going to make an AI agent on Life with Robbie? And how am I going to do that quickly? Well, what we're going to do first is we're going to head into what we call GCP. So that is Google Cloud Platform. So it's cloud.google.com. And if it's your first time there, go ahead and create an account. I mean, you get a ton of free trial stuff. There's a more horsepower in GCP than, I don't know, anything I can understand, but it is unbelievable. But I am a member, so I'm going to come in and click on console here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new agent for Life with Robbie, or how I would do that. Now, if I had access to the website, Robbie, this is what I would do, but you can follow along. We'll do just grabbing my website URLs. So I made Robbie Swag earlier, but nobody can see that screen. So we're going Robbie Swag 2. Robbie Swag 2. And what we're going to do there, these are all demo agents, but I'll download them and spit them out later. But let's create a new app for Life with Robbie. Let's make this AI agent. And we're going to make a chat agent today. Life with Robbie. Agent name, Robbie Swag 2. And we're going to keep the region on global. That is what you want to select when you're doing Vertex AI. Just means your agents can pull or use that data from anywhere in the world, depending on where your user is trying to pull it from. Click continue there, and we need to create a data store from your website. So what I would do there is select create a website from your content. And what we got to do there is grab the URL. So what I would do is come in and let's say I'm going to train a wellness vertical agent, because you want to train them in verticals, right? So wellness, fitness, finance, you can do your entire website, but it makes it a little bit trickier as far as turning it into a hybrid agent. But if you do them in verticals, you'll be able to adjust that wellness section without having to retrain everything else too. So try and keep them in verticals, but we'll grab this URL. We'll come back to Agent Builder. And if I was going to do it on that URL, you just paste that in. And we're going to put a little star. And what we're going to do in there is just matching this syntax down here. And like I said, if you want the entire site, you can get those up and running today, right? Like that doesn't take much, but to be able to make it a hybrid, like we want to have our wellness vertical to recognize what our users are talking about. So do them in those individuals. And if you ever change wellness content, you just have to retrain the wellness agent, which is not necessarily going to be the whole thing too. Like you can set it up to where it's just going to learn. So let's, for pretend, we'll put it in like that. But what I'm going to grab off my website is this one. So what is a generative chat app? This is what we're building. So I'm going to use that for the example. But that'll start training this agent on that one page of the website, not the whole thing. And all you gotta do is click continue. Ooh, let's go back, make sure that syntax was right. It was not. Okay, I'm just gonna match this one right here. We'll click continue, data store name. We'll go Robbie Swag 2. Click create. And what that is going to do is it's going to help us open up. It's going to recognize all right, we got that data store, Robbie Swag 2 we just created. So now you want to engage that with our agent. So we'll click create. And that's going to allow Vertex AI to say, hey, go start learning that website. Now there's some initial verification stuff you'll need to figure out, but when it opens up, it's basically just like, hey, if you can put this in your DNS settings, it just lets us know that's your website so we can go learn it. Pretty easy there. If you have trouble with that, let me know. We can jump on a office time in our school community and dial that in. But now we got to check on our data store, make sure it's learning. Okay, so we're indexing that page, we're learning it. Life is good. So now we can come back into apps here and start making Robbie Swag 2. So now that we have our Robbie Swag 2, let's click on it and go into Dialogflow CX. Cool. So this is Dialogflow CX. This is where we're going to create some horsepower. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do before we get diving into going into intense entities and flows is we got to go through some settings first, make sure we're set up for success. Come into general. We're going to enable cloud logging, enable conversation history. I'm not going to do a BigQuery export on this table. You can hook it up to BigQuery for a full cycle deal, but for this, it's not going to be necessary. Enable intent suggestions and user feedback. But if you are using BigQuery, I mean, be sure to hook it up to a table for sure. But this is going to give you a lot out of the box. Okay, click save. Machine learning. We're going to turn it on. Default start flow. Go ahead. Generative AI. Interband phrases. This will be, if you don't want your agent saying something. For example, I'm a Bronco fan, so I don't want it to say Tom Brady is the best QB of all time. Now we can argue that. Not really. Whatever. But I don't want my agent talking about it, all right? Well, it's just not. So I'm going to add that in. We're going to click save. So now my agent's not going to go outside of what I wanted to say. Life is good. Generative fallback. This is an easy way to kind of engage Gemini with your data store. So it's like a guardrail. But you're a friendly AI assistant. Let's edit this. We'll go Robbie swag 2. You're a friendly AI assistant for life with Robbie. That helps humans with the conversation. In particular, you can route them. So this is just saying, all right, somebody comes in and says hello. The agent says hi. And then the human's going to ask something. And then since we have your data stored, it'll be able to go from there. But don't try and do too much with this. You can go in and put a ton of parameters. But what I found out is, if you just leave it as the intro, your data store and hybrid's going to take care of the rest. So just leave it as is. Click save. Then we'll go into data store here. And this is where you can start giving your agent those rails and kind of identify, all right, Gemini, this is what I do. We're going to give our agent a name, Robbie Swag 2. And you are a helpful and polite AI. So we can go AI powered assistant and wellness, fitness, finance, and more. Okay. And company's life with Robbie. Let's see. So your company is life with Robbie. So life coach, life coach and mentor in wellness, fitness, finance, and more. Okay, boom. And then you can give your agent that task. So this would be like prompting Gemini once, but we're doing it with, or prompting GPT, but we're doing it with Gemini. Your task is to assist humans with information on life with Robbie, wellness, fitness, finance, and more. And this second tutorial is actually going much better. The first one was a good run through for me. Now, one thing to point out too, I mean, some of this stuff I have been capitalizing and some I haven't. Google generally doesn't care, and it's going to learn from your website, but you can put some capital stuff in there. That's just old habits like capitalizing nouns, but Google doesn't even recognize that much anymore. And then we're going to select our generative model. So this will give you now. So now we're at the point where it's learning your website. You got Gemini behind it. So you think about your website and your information is the tip of the spear. You're the tip of the spear. Whatever content you put out is that direction. Now you got Gemini Pro pushing it. And we're going to click save. Oh, yeah, too many characters. Oh, settings. Did I do that swipe again? Okay, we'll do this again. All right. Your name is Robbie. That's why it's important to hit save in these things. Apply AI powered. I don't need to put powered AI assistant for life with Robbie. And company description, life, wellness, fitness, finance, and more, coach and mentor. Humans on life with Robbie, wellness, fitness, finance, and more. Okay. So that should give us a good start. Again, we got to get Gemini. I'm going to hit save and see what it says. All right. So we got our agent updated there. We're training on our website. Gemini is behind you. There is a ton of power within these things. Now you can dive into all this all day. This will get you going as far as what we need to get done to make some analytics important for what content you need to pump out. Okay, so we're going to save all that. Let's just go back into the build tab. And this is really just how we teach the agent what our user is asking about. So let's say if I want to start with, let's go back over to your website, but I did this about, how to set goals and achieve your dreams. All right, if we want our agent to be able to have the answers to how to set goals and achieve your dreams so your users can come here and ask the AI, well, do you have information on how to set goals and achieve your dreams? We want it to go there and be able to answer those questions. And then you're going to know that your users are talking about it so you can make that content on what's popular and relevant. You're just going to have AI do it. So what we're going to do is let's go into Dialogflow CX. And we got to teach our AI that people are asking about set goals. So we'll come into the Manage tab and we'll create an intent. And what the intent means is just that's what I'm intending to ask Robbie about. If I went to Robbie's AI and I said, all right, tell me about setting goals, I'm intending to ask Life with Robbie about setting goals. We just got to teach our AI that real quick. And the reason we're teaching it like this is because then it won't forget. It gives us those metrics and we can track everything. It's really powerful stuff if you just take a little time to do a hybrid. And how are we going to do that? We're going to create an intent here, and it'll be set goals. All we got to do, a couple training phrases, but for the first one, you just put in one. Set goals, add it, always save it. Save it, save it, save it. Don't Command S it. Click save. Okay, so now we have our intent in there, but we don't know what goals are yet. So we got to identify, that's what I'm talking about. So basically an entity is saying, all right, if I'm trying to ask about goals, I got to tell my agent, all right, he's asking about set goals. This is what a goal is. So we got to identify it's a goal. So we'll click create here and set goals, okay? Early, you don't want to give these things too much out of the gate. It will save you time. Our entity, and we're training on that data from the website. But I have set goals, so I'm going to need achieve dreams too. Achieve dreams. Achieve dreams. Okay, just put one in. Okay. And let's go over to entity types. Same thing. Achieve dreams. Add a value. Achieve dreams. Okay, we'll put in dreams. And when you're doing this, this is one thing that tripped me up when I first got going, but I didn't know it early. Don't worry about trying to name everything specifically because you can reuse those entity types in different intents. Because you might have achieve dreams, set dreams. Are you having dreams? There's different forms of dreams. And the entity types will be able to overlap. So don't lose too much sleep or start overthinking that too early. you reuse those entity types. But we'll click save here, and now we got to recognize these intents. So let's come back into intent and we'll dial them up. We'll click on set goals again. What we do is you just come down here into set goals. Let's highlight it. Boom. Okay. Come here, set goals. And we got to go down and select that entity we just created. So you'll have set goals. And then let's set goals. Set goals today. Boom. And what we're seeing down here is it's starting to identify, all right, they're talking about setting goals. We know they're talking about setting goals. Get them the setting goal information. And then what it did on today, gave a date time. That's going to auto-recognize. I mean, it has a lot of this stuff in there that can recognize different things about your users. But we want them to know set goals. Okay, so we're going to save that there. Same thing with achieve dreams. We'll put in dreams and achieve your dreams. Let's see if that's set up right. Yeah, so it's already selecting, that right intent that we had plugged in. We'll highlight that one. And I mean, even achieve your dreams, that's not going to be different. So we can set that in there. We'll click save here. Okay. So now we've given our agent 2 examples. We're training it on set goals, achieve dreams. We've told it what set goals, achieve dreams are. Now you put your info in there, and anytime your user asks about it, you're going to know about it, be able to create content based on what's most popular. Live analytics, and then your AI agent learns and does it for you. But we got to build it real quick. So all we got to do is come into the build tab, and we need to give the conversation somewhere to go. And we're going to add a new flow to that. What we're going to do is create a flow. We'll go set goals, achieve dreams. Okay. Now it came up over here on the flows. Let's make sure my head's not in the way of that sidebar. Switch that to the right side, maybe. Boom. Yeah. Cool. But now we have our set goals over here, and we need to be able to get our users that way. So let's give it a route. And what we're going to do is add a route. We're going to go set goals. So when somebody asks about setting goals, we're going to go to the set goals, achieve dreams flow. Okay, we're going to click save there. And now we have it as a place to go. So our agent's recognizing we're going to set goals and achieve dreams flow. Now within that, we have set goals and achieve dreams. I set them up differently because it's just a good example of how we're going to do some route groups. But let's say they want to talk about setting goals. How am I going to set that up for them and have an answer? What we're going to do, so the default start flow, basically just where everything starts, goes into a different flow. Set goals, achieve dreams. From there, we're going to grab it, open it up. And now we want to go to a page where somebody can actually get those responses, not just go that way. We want our agent to talk. So we're going to come in here. We're going to create a new route. And we're going to go to the set goals again. We're going to send that to a page that we're going to create down here. New page. We're going to name it set goals. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, and that should give us our page here. So now when somebody comes in and says, hello, let's just test it out. We'll see where it goes. You come over here and test it. Just say hello. Say what's up. What up? Boom. Oh man, your AI is already kicking in. Yeah, and it's not trained on your website, it's trained on mine, but that's how quick the AI kind of takes over with these things. It's crazy. Let's go to set goals because we need to ask about that. So we're in set goals, right? So we came basically right here. That's where we're sitting, set goals and achieve your dreams. And it went all the way to the page, but nothing's saying anything back, right? So what we need to do is we need to go set goals and achieve your dreams. Now, we're going to go to set goals, right? But in this, we want to be able to know that when we go that way, so let's go to the default start flow, we want to address they're asking about setting goals. And that way the agent can kind of get that more specific information. So what we'll do to make it a little bit more natural sounding, we'll go into the default start flow, and we're going to set goals that way, but we want to kind of stop it and give a response. So on that route to set goals, we'll say setting goals can provide a laser focus to get stuff done. I can assist you in setting your goals. Let's start with the next 30 days. And this is going to leave us the window open. We're going to start collecting some parameters, which means your AI can ask those questions to get that information and respond correctly. I mean, this is another power of it. You can ask your people questions and it'll tell you those responses. So let's start with the next 30 days. What is your number one goal today? It can be anything, but let's set it now. You know, that might lead them the wrong way. So just, what is your number one goal today? Keep it simple, okay? Add it there and we'll save up here. Now let's see what that's going to do. It's going to stop on the way, and then when we can go into that set goals page, we'll have that information about setting our number one goal, and then we can ask them a question about it. All right. And we'll put, make sure you save everything. We'll put that YouTube video in there as well. So we'll go, all right, we're coming in to set goals, right? And it's supposed to ask us a question there. So let's test it out. Let's go, hello. Set goals. And this should take us right into that flow. Okay, boom. Now it's going to stop us there. Now we can address what specifically they want. So setting goals can provide a laser focus. What's your number one goal today? I'll say something. It shouldn't respond to anything, although it does have Gemini, so we'll see. And the AI usually engages quicker than the tutorials allow, but grow my school community. Okay, so it doesn't have that response. Cool, we're fine. That's where it's set up. We're good to go. So once we come to set goals, though, like setting goals, what's your number one priority? We have this page called set goals, but we want to go to number one priority. All right, because set goals has already been established into this flow. So let's create another intent. Number one goal. My number one goal. You're going to have to give it a few responses to get over that goal, but number one goal. My first goal is, and this is where you can kind of figure out how you want these entities to go, but we'll check out, that's saying, what's that? Okay. Yeah, we want to recognize it's the first one, or what's your number one goal. And we have these recognized and set goals, but we want it to recognize number one goal. So we'll go into entity types and we'll create another one. Number one goal. This is why I say, like, do just one or two or three examples right out of the gate, because if I went and did 100 set your goals, it's going to learn goals like it's their job. And you're not going to be able to pull number one goal and go a different route. So you just got to chunk away at it initially. Just lay the foundation, build it like you're working out. All right, but we're going to go give it a reference. Number one goal. My number one goal. First goal is. All right, and we're going to save that. And we'll come back into our intents. And we have number one goal. So we're going to switch these out for the other one. First goal is, come down to the bottom, number one goal. So we're going to get that whole example to say, hey, we're asking about the number one goal, not just goal. Okay, save that there. So now we have achieve, dream, set goals, and my number one goal. So we want to ask them questions, get a little bit deeper to find the right information to make the content for our audience. So let's test it out again and see where we go. So let's go agent. What up? Yes, you set goals. Okay, number one goal is. Okay, and that's taking us to the set goals page, but we need to, let's rename that page too so we're not getting it all confused. We'll go edit page here. Number one goal, okay. And then what we got to do is we got to change that route on the set goals. Manage, let's go back to our build. So when we go to number one goal on this start page, that's going to the wrong, it's going to set goals from that intent, but we want to go number one goal. Now that's going to allow us to get granular into what our users are asking about, and we're going to have that better information. We just want to make sure we're making that right transition for our agents. So test again, hello. So now we're going start page, we're up here in the flows, so we're up here. We're going to say set goals. Okay, boom, that's going to take you into that set goals right here. We're chilling here on the start page. Now we're in set goals, achieve dreams. We want to go to number one goal. All right, so my number one goal is to grow my school community. Boom. Should we do there? Okay. Now what we've done is we've taken it into that number one goal, and that's going to be number one goal. It's sitting down here, so your agent can respond accordingly. And how would you make that effective? So your state handler now, let's say, for example, we want to go right into that and give them that specific information from your website. Well, let's go into it. What you can do here, I mean, to make this super simple, you can grab the URL, and we can go back into Agent Builder. It's called Add a State Handler. It's just add my AI here. We'll add a data store in that number one goal for your website. Create data store. You would select website content, put that URL in there. Boom, boom. And then anybody that's asking, what's your first goal, or if that is your structure, it's going to have that data store right there. You just click continue. It's going to start learning that data store for that flow, for that page, where it should be. Okay. Now, in order to get that response, what we're going to do, like I was talking about that YouTube video, because you need to know these responses and be able to track them. But if your agent can just say, yeah, absolutely, like let's talk about some goals. What's your number one goal? Here's a YouTube video on what I'm talking about and a little class to take. Check it out. Cool, we can do that. But how are we going to do that? So we got to edit our fulfillment. All right. And that's just basically your agent response. So let's go. That's a strong goal, and I'd like to assist you getting started. Below is a link to a YouTube video on how to lay out a 30-day plan to set your goals and achieve your dreams. Okay, so we're going to add that in there. We're going to click save. Now, in order to get that YouTube video, what we're going to need is we're going to add a dialog option that's a custom payload. Just a little bit of code, nothing crazy. All we got to do to go get that is we go to, I usually Google Dialogflow, Dialogflow CX, custom HTML. That is going to get us to the right page, which we're looking for Google Cloud, Dialogflow CX. We're looking for messenger fulfillments. Okay. scroll down a little bit, and we're going to find us the YouTube video. Cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can put in here. But this is the media that I've seen that you can put in. I haven't seen any other media. And you can get links and chips, but I want the video to be right there right now. Okay, so we're going to grab this right here. Just copy that code sample, go back to your agent, and in the custom payload, we're going to paste that in. Okay, so because we're doing this for Thrive, let's see if we can get Thrive's YouTube video. Thrive Academy. Let's see if we can get to Robbie's YouTube from here. YouTube. Okay, let's see. Stuck in the matrix. So we got some playlist. Self-improvement. How to deal with a breakup. Shit, tell me about it. How to stop. Yes. How to stop caring what other people think of you. Okay, now here we go. Here's our goals and achieve your dreams. Perfect. See, this is what you guys need to follow Robbie. Just look at all this content she's putting out for you. Get out of that mindset. If you're lost, stop caring what other people think about you. 100%. Robbie, if you see this video and watch any more of my other ones, you're going to find out quickly. I do not give a fuck. Your message is awesome. I like what you're doing. So let's do this. How to achieve your dream life. All right. And that was kind of what we're looking for anyway on our flow. So let's go to share. We're going to copy that. And we're going to go back into our agent Dialogflow CX. We're going to put that link in here. Bam. Okay. What we're going to do, we'll save that there. And we got to give it a little test. Okay. What we can do is we'll just test it out again. We'll say, what up? Okay, and where we're at right now is we just came into the start page saying hello, just greeted us. Now we can say, can you help me set goals? Now it's going to take us to the set goals, achieve dreams, and we're at the start page. Setting goals can provide a laser focus to get it done. I can assist you with your goals. Let's start with the next 30 days. What's your number one goal? My number one goal is to make money online and grow my school community like a rocket. Okay, so that's going to take us into number one goal. That's a strong goal. Below is a link to the YouTube video. This is going to be that YouTube video. We are looking good. So we got the set goals flow done. Now what are we going to do to actually test it and prove we did this and we've accomplished something, right? Because we've made an AI agent for Robbie, but we put a YouTube video in it. Cool, but how is that really going to help, right? And what I try to tell people is the most powerful AI isn't the one that you can just kind of point in a direction and then forget the next day. You need to remember. So what we're going to look at here is we're going to look at like conversation history, right? It's going to track every conversation this has with your end users real time. And by creating those intents and those entities, you're going to know what people are talking about, a majority, right? And by training your data store on your website, like if they're talking about wellness a ton and you're seeing that trend go up, you can pump content to your website by doing it live or on YouTube. I mean, your production quality is a little better than mine. So I'm using my computer on a Zoom meeting outside, basically, but Streamlabs, but your videos are higher quality, but you'll be able to know, all right, a lot of my users are asking about fitness right now. It's the summertime, we want to be keeping that body on point, do some push-ups, look good in the sun. All right, well, I need to be pumping out fitness content. And then maybe around the holidays, it's like, all right, wellness stuff for, hey, if you're feeling alone in the holidays, or shoot, if you want a friend during the holidays, you can make a Robbie swag and all right, they're asking about that, so I can put out content for that. The best part about it is it's going to continue to learn and grow with your data that you provide to it by just doing the content you're already putting out and transcribing it. All those lessons you teach, you can use as data stores for each one of your verticals, wellness. And I mean, I'm talking verticals like, we go into how to set goals and achieve dreams, 5 habits. You can have a vertical for every single one, and it's going to answer specifically for your users every time as an expert on your website. And it's not going to miss, and then tell you everything that was asked about. So you can make content to grow your channels quicker. Which, if you look at the live video I did last night, that was how to create a YouTube growth engine agent out of screenshotting your YouTube data and putting it into Gemini. So you can make this really fucking efficient, especially because you can put them under the same agent, right? Well, let's go put your video in there. We need to achieve some dreams, baby. Copy that. And we are going to our agent. Let's go back into the build tab. Okay. Let's cover it again. We're going, hey, can you help me set some goals? Yes, I can help you set some goals. What's your number one goal? They'll tell you number one goal. That's a strong goal. I'd like to assist you with getting that done. Here's the YouTube video. Let's check it out. And then what you can do, to make it real powerful, and we'll get into this in one of the later ones, but you can put in parameters, which is essentially we're recognizing, like, if I would ask them a question, we can get that feedback. And that's going to be in one of the next videos where we develop a full Q&A agent. HR, sales trainer. Everything's not static. Everything's moving. And what worked well yesterday? What worked well today? Everything's moving a little quicker, and you need to have that expert to be able to respond with real-time data, and that's how you do it. But that's going to be an entire tutorial on its own, because getting those parameters in, we'll do parameters. Generators are cool. This one's really cool. We'll cover this before we put that or go actually deploy it and see it. But the generators are cool because, like this one, for example, you can create a generator. I did one. I saw some Instagram accounts previously where it was like, all right, here's an Instagram account for cool date night areas around Colorado. I was like, you know what? That's a really good idea for a generator, because not everybody, they're not going to be in the same place ever, and they want to use the same tool. But all right, so how do I make a AI generator for cool date night ideas? If you're one of those accounts, you could upload all of your tutorials, all your videos of cool places to go to dates. You could provide the AI with all the transcriptions of where these date places are, what the features are. And then the generator can say, all right, for example, all this takes is, provide the top cool places to go for a date in Denver. And it would spit out a list based on that knowledge. And then essentially, right, so it has your reports and your views of what you think is going to be a cool date night idea. Then Gemini's on the back of it. So even if you got to go outside of your 5, well, all right, Gemini knows maybe you like, I want to go to Top Golf. I want to hit a Rockies game. And then I want to go to Lotto after. Or, hey, we're going to hit a date night outside. We're going to go cruise Red Rocks. We're going to catch, we're going to go do a little hike. We're going to works. And if you point it, generators. But since we have, we're going into set goals, we need a way to test this, right? And what I'll do here is I'll get my Wix website open to make sure you guys can see that. And then we can, where the hell's my other window? And then we can just go deploy it so you can see, what it takes to deploy it. There's one thing to make it, but then it's like, all right, now how do they use it, right? And I'm going to be really happy if this recording was on the right screen the whole time. I really am. Because I minimized it. It was supposed to be on the same screen. I didn't leave the screen. We'll see. I was struggle busting with that earlier. Doing it all the fancy style. And even Robbie was like, dude, just do it as simple as possible. I was like, yeah, I know. I just can't not. But then, you know, and that went really well with the green screen and all that. So I was like, you know what? It's a beautiful day outside. I'm going to use Streamlabs Talk Studio because it's super easy. You're going to get all the same content. I might not have the bells and whistles for mics and all that, but you know what? That's okay. This is going to be getting it done. We're having fun. We're good to go. It's the weekend. It's nice. We're growing school communities. All right. So I got to share my... We got to get it first. All right. Let's show you where to get it from so we can see where we get our deploy code and how we do that. So initially what we've been doing, right, is we've been testing it in the default environment, the draft environment, which just means like, hey, this is where you started it. But we need to create our own because we've engaged a data store. We've made some flows. We've made some changes. And we want to train our agent on that. So we'll go into versions over here in the Manage tab. Default start flow. Let's create our first version of it. Fired up. Robbie. Swag 2. Save. And these are going to need time to spin up and start registering. So we'll do the same thing on set goals, achieve dreams. The 1.1. Robbie. Swag 2. Save it. Okay, what we're going to do there is, let's see. Okay, give them some time. They take a little bit of time to kind of get ready, but we can go in and check. We'll just check this notification up here. Okay, so our model training is running complete on default start and set goals, achieve dreams, running good. And I mean, you are training a model, right? People think about training models as a giant process. And a lot of times anymore, it can be in conversation. You just have to set it up that way, which we are. So environments here, we're going to create a new one. This will be Robbie Swag. I'm not going to put 2 in here because this will be the display name that comes up, but we are on Robbie Swag 2. You're already getting better twice. Okay, and we got our versions in here. They're done training. And we click save. This is going to take some time too, but we'll come back into our environments and check it out. You know, give it a second. But what we want to focus on here too is the continuous test. We're going to enable this. Give that a second. That'll spin up and boom, it'll give us this notification. Boom, and continuous test. Okay. Life is good. We're going to save that. We all good. Everything's looking good. In these test cases, like if you have a very complex agent, you need to take it around a bunch of places and go different routes and stuff like that. Think of a test case as like, hey, this is your foundation. This one went right. Okay, this is what we want to base the rest of the movement off of. Don't do that too much early. I generally don't. Do whatever you want, but right now we're in the phase of, hey, we just got to make sure, all right, it's recognizing, set goals, showing the video, life is good. Okay, so we got our versions in our environment done. Now we click on publish here, and we're going to select that new environment, Robbie Swag, and everybody can use it. We're going to do a pop out. So we're going to enable the unauthenticated API. So basically just means this is your code. This is your agent. Now all you got to do is find where to put it. Okay, so I'm going to copy that clipboard, and now what I got to do, I'm going to go to Wix. I'm using a Wix website for that previous website. But I'll show you where to get it in there. And then if you're using a different website, WordPress, whatever, I'll show you where to get it. But let's go into sharing that screen so you can see that. And I don't make that mistake again. Window here. Share that Wix website. Cool, you got it. Now, in order to deploy this agent to that Wix website, all we got to do is come down into settings. And we're going to go to custom code and body start. I think this one was the Colorado Small Business Grant Program, but we'll take that one out. Bye. Robbie Swag coming in. Robbie Swag. And on Wix, I've noticed using the defaults as far as spacing from the bottom, that's a little much on Wix. And Doesn't function the best on Wix, which I made that web app, BizRise.io. But depending on where you're at, I mean, you can, or depending on what you're doing, you can get these adjusted just with a little bit of tweaking. So no big deal there. Body start, load code once. Let's click apply. Okay. Now what we got to do, since we put that code in on our Wix website, we got to publish our website. And we just got to republish, and then we can go test and see if that YouTube video pops up in Robbie Swag. Okay, publish it. View site. And we should have Robbie Swag on the front page. At least your AI agent. Yep. So let's see what we got. Robbie Swag 2. Hello. Good. How are you? Let's just go a route we haven't gone around. Gemini, right? You're just going to handle it. How can I help you today? Set some goals. Cheech. What's your number one goal today? My number one goal is to grow my school community like a rocket and make money online. Look at that. That's a strong goal. Like just as you get started. And there's Robbie Swag, YouTube video embedded AI agent specifically to how to achieve your dreams. You better set some fucking goals and go get it. Robbie Swag, and let's make sure it works. Yeah. There we go. Full cycle, right? And video tutorial 2, live to AI. I pray I recorded this one correctly. Robbie Swag. I apologize for the first one if you jumped on and saw that. If not, I'm glad. This one went a little better. But yeah, that is how you do it. You can go live to AI in no time. And what that's going to do now, hang on, we're going to show you why that's effective, boy, before we leave. Yeah, I understand. Give me my windows. All right, now we got to see what's going on. Conversation history. I mean, it usually comes in the next day, but conversation history. My small talk is start going to give us a data map of people that what they'd be asking about. That way, you can just say in the morning, you can set up a version or a flow. You're the admin. Tell me about my results. Okay, boom. And then you can head to Hank YouTube that we did last night and say, all right, based on the results, let's pump out this video. I'll write the script. You record the video, do it live. Use a transcription to fire up an agent. But that's essentially how you can go live to AI. And I did it based off your website, but since you're doing a lot of content, I'm sure you're transcribing all those videos. You can make an AI agent off all of those transcriptions. And that was the live video I did with the YouTube analytics, was just the conversation with Gemini. So there's a lot of power there. You just got to know you can put it together and then make it into a hybrid, and you're off to having your full AI army in no time. So essentially, that's how you optimize turning live into AI. And Curtis, I'm sorry on that first stream. If you're still around somewhere on Twitch or YouTube, I will send you this video. But Robbie Swag, I'll send you this as well. Let me know if it's all right to post it either to the school communities or my YouTube. I mean, it is your brand. It is about Thrive. So if not, no big deal. You let me know and we'll go from there. But hope you guys have a great weekend and learn something. and start thinking about how you can really turn these into your assistants. They're not going to forget every day. They're going to learn and grow with you. That's what I mean by it. As long as you give it the right data, set it up the right way, it's amazing what these things can do if you set them up the right way. They've become pretty damn cool. So, again, hope you enjoyed it. Hope the audio is fine. I went full minimum on this. But we'll check it out and we'll go from there. Yay. Make sure I got it. And Robbie Swag, if you like the video, you let me know too, because I want to post this shit. So holler at your boy. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. See ya.